What's going on, everybody? Is this thing on? Yes, this thing is on. Oh my goodness. Season 2, episode 3. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Good to see everybody here and ready
Welcome.
to go right off the rip. How's your week been so far, Sarah? That's right. It's Sarah now.
Sarah. It's been really, really crazy in RP world. A lot of things going
Oh man, that's
on
an
both
understatement.
characters.
Understatement.
Not enough time in the day, for sure.
Yeah, and we got Halloween coming up. We're in the month of October now, so that brings about some unusually spooky events sometimes.
Yeah, like last night.
Before we get into that, though, just to touch base, last week we discussed relationship RP with Sly and Daisy. We had a really good discussion before the stream. I think that worked out really well. It gave us some input on things you might like to hear about. So we're going to continue doing that going forward. And in fact, Sarah and I were just discussing earlier how we felt like people kind of heard what went out last week, what we talked about, and kind of took uh, not heed to it, but um, I don't know. I'm falling short on my description here. Help me out.
Took our advice from the last episode and used it in RP.
Used it in RP. So we talked about Halloween coming up. That brings us to our topic of the day. We thought with Halloween on the rise, or on the horizon, I should say, that it would be a good time to talk about unique characters um, and things they bring to the table. Sometimes you don't see them but once a year. Sometimes there's a lot of different kinds of the seasonal type characters, unique characters. Some people even call them throwaway characters.
Mhm.
With that being said, though, that's going to lead me to my guest introduction. This is where I'm going to do the Bruce Buffer voice again. Weighing in at. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I don't know. I didn't ask him what he weighs.
That'd be rude.
That would be rude. He's 32 years old and he hails from Michigan. He's been participating in GTA RP for about a year. He, like many others, including myself, have had experience with Dungeons and Dragons, and that kind of led him into the search for something similar to give them that similar vibe. Listens to metal and trap music. His favorite movie is Tombstone. I'll be your Huckleberry. A part time chef and a small business owner. You all may know him as Murdock Monroe or even Archer Graves. So please, everybody, welcome Matthew to the show. There he is.
Woo!
What's up, everybody?
This is the part where you're supposed to cheer.
I did.
I
Said
don't.
woo.
The sound effects aren't in the budget yet. Sorry.
Damn it. I did my best. I'm glad you're our guest this week.
Be our guest. Be our
I'm happy to
guest.
be here. Thank you, guys.
I think I
Yeah,
said
man.
that
Thank you.
last week too.
We did
I do
probably.
mean it. Really mean it.
Even though she says the same thing every week, she says it sincerely.
Mhm.
But anyway, welcome. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming on. It's always
No
a good
problem.
time. And naturally, when we think about Halloween, anybody that knows Murdoch, most people know you as Murdoch, might describe him as creepy or, uh, let's put it nicely, misunderstood, maybe. But
$100.
he's
He's
definitely
different.
unique, which fits our theme today. So glad to have you. Glad to have you. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
if you want to go ahead and kind of recap your characters for anybody that's in here that might not know your characters, anything you want to share about them, floor is yours, sir.
All right. Thank you. So Murdock Monroe, most of you guys know this guy as being an absolute maniac. Um, he's a character that just kind of whatever he thinks he does, and that's what it is. If he wants to blow up a gas station, he's gonna blow up a gas station. If he wants to rob an officer, he's gonna rob an officer. He's a character that just basically I don't put too much thought into. It's just whatever he's thinking, he does. Then there's Archer Graves. He's sergeant of LSPD. Um, he's the I don't know how to put it. He's very
Passionate
prideful.
about his
What's
work.
that?
Very passionate about his
Ver-
work. What
Yeah,
I would say.
he never gets a break, really. Um, yeah, he's cop that's trying to do some sort of good in the world and trying to, make the world a better place, even if it is sometimes being a little bit cocky in nature, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, those are the characters that I play. And honestly, my favorite's gonna be Murdoch all day. He's too much fun. Too much fun.
Yeah, Murdoch is a lot of fun. For the people that know Murdoch and hang out with Murdoch, he's just like it's almost like one of the guys with a twist, right? But the people that don't know Murdoch, he's quite mysterious, and people might think he dresses oddly. Uh, I love the voice. The voice is phenomenal. I think the voice is what sells it 100%.
It's so difficult, man. It's one of the hardest voices I've ever done.
I wanted
Um,
to ask you how difficult that voice is to maintain.
I mean, I for those who have heard it, you can kind of hear like voice breaks and whatnot, but by the next day, man, my voice is completely shot. From playing Murdoch a little bit more now, I think it's like drop at least an octave when I'm talking to people, and I have a lot more voice breaks, which I hate with a passion. But it's very difficult. It took a long time to kind of develop and figure it out. But yeah, it's painful at times, but you got to do what you got to do.
It
I think
sounds
the
very
voice
strained.
break the voice breaks kind of add to it though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking about by voice breaks, you mean the crack in there every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that adds to it. I think that it almost gives it an unhuman sound to it, if that makes any sense, like
Mhm.
an altered sound without actually modifying your voice.
Yeah, when I first was developing him, I was like, maybe I'll use a voice changer. And then I looked into it, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So I have some different things that I do with a voice changer at times. Um, Primarily when he goes to the hospital, if he's being helped by EMS or a doctor, his voice changes into something that's like super, super low and sounds like, what he calls his master comes forth and tries to tempt the doctor or tempt the EMS into selling their soul. Um,
Nice.
yeah. What happened the other day? Oh, yesterday somebody punched me and my voice turned into a female's voice,
I
and then they
heard
had to
that.
punch me to get me back to Murdoch's voice.
I think it was Hans. Like you hit him too hard.
You hit
Hit
him
him
too
again.
hard. I saw the clip. Yeah. Oh man, I was like, wait, who's? When I watched the clip, I'm like, who said that? And it didn't even really sound that modulated either, which was the scary part.
Uh,
I know, right? That's the part that scares me. I was like, "Wow, this sounds real."
Very authentic.
Mhm.
Um, I mentioned, sometimes Halloween are unique characters. Sometimes people can also label them as throwaway characters. Obviously, Murdoch is not a throwaway character. Murdoch is a mainstay. But there are those characters that only show up very rarely. That was one of the points that we kind of brought up and discussed in our discussion leading up to the episode was the different kinds of unique characters that we see. Um, I don't necessarily think throwaway is a good term to use. I think in
maybe
this
like
discussion, this
a
discussion I
seasonal
think was the first time
character.
I've heard that term actually. Um, if you think about it though, how many characters have you guys ever had that you maybe went in once or twice to do something goofy and then they just kind of cease to exist?
I've had one, and not many people know about this one. 'Cause it was
Uh,
so dumb.
all right, well, no, you can't say that and then not spill the beans.
Well,
Yeah, now
Boogie
you
knows
have to
about it.
say
It
something.
was me and Boogie who were bored one night. He was an old man, like with a southern accent. I was like a thick woman. I don't remember our names. I think it was Susan and something else.
So
And
why
we
is it
just went
always
around.
Susan?
I don't know.
It's always Susan.
But we just went around. I think we got shot by Milo, and then that was the end of it. We never did it again.
Okay, so that was absolutely a throwaway character.
100%.
Yeah.
Um, Murdock was supposed to be a throwaway character, but he kind of just stuck around. Unfortunately, I hate
I
to say that, but
I'm
he was supposed to
glad.
be.
I'm glad. I
Me
like
too.
Murdoch. I think Murdoch adds a little variety to sometimes the mundane. Maybe it's the same old sometimes, and then here comes Murdoch.
Yeah,
Okay, shit
and
just
then
got
you
turned
know
upside
it's gonna
down.
be something. Yep. But yeah, I think throwaway characters is like I don't really like referring to that either. I think having, characters that come in and out like ever so often kind of like breaks up the whole mundane aspect of RP. Like when you see that individual that, let's say you saw months ago, you kind of get excited about it. Or if it's a crim character that you know is a throwaway, it's like, oh crap, like especially when you're a cop. You're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna be working really hard tonight. So it's a lot of fun to see those sort of characters kind of come in and out of the city.
I guess you could kind of put Vicky in that, what do I want to say, characterization, because she's not, I don't play her all the time anymore. It's like once in a while I'll bring her out and do some crazy stuff, and then she's gone for a long time.
It's funny. I think I would put her in an entirely different category only because she only comes out very rarely, but she's so widely known. Like everybody knows about crazy
Hmm.
ass Vicky. Somebody has a story about Vicky, so she's pretty
Yeah.
widely known, even if she doesn't come out very often.
I like turtles.
She's terrifying. When I was playing Archer and I'd see her, I don't know how I don't know how to handle her. I don't know what to do. That's the best way to put it. It's like there's nothing I could say or do at this point except get her in handcuffs and try to reason with her. And even at that point, it's just out of the question.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say. It's going to escalate from 0 to 1,000 in a matter of 10 seconds with Vicky. What did you just say?
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'm like
Unless you're talking
famous.
about like how gorgeous she is, she don't care. She don't want to hear it.
Somebody
She's definitely an interesting character.
somebody described them as unique characters that can bring about extreme emotions or ideas that we might not normally experience in a generic interaction, we'll say. Um, so fear, anxiety, stress, like it brings out those other emotions that you might not experience just hanging out and chilling with your friends. I thought that was a pretty good point.
I think Molly Dolly would be a good fear one because
Fear.
she's scary. You never know when she's gonna pop up and try to kill you or something.
And
Like lurking in the shadows.
I think there's a difference between fear and the unknown, I guess. Some people fear the unknown, but not everybody fears the unknown, right? The unknown can sometimes just be mysterious and um, just makes you anxious about. And I think that's kind of where, and maybe it's just me or Desmond. That's where Desmond's at with Murdoch. Like he's still, Murdoch kind of scares the shit out of him, to be honest. So
He only cares about one thing and one thing only, giving a hard time to the police. That's it. And anybody else that crosses him for the most part. And the people that it sounds weird saying this that Murdoch loves. Um, one of those being Obama. Um, he helped me kind of get my start in the city, get my foot in the door. Same with Hans. And I mean, for the most part, he would die for those two in a heartbeat.
And that's what I've noticed about Murdoch. He's kind of, off the wall, but he's very passionate about people he cares about.
Hmm.
And he'll like die for them and, you know, not a lot of characters are like that.
Mm-mm. No, I think a lot of people get hung up in the day to day, and they don't. I don't know if it's that they don't develop those relationships, or if they just are so fearful of people in general that they just don't befriend anybody.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I was like that at first when I started to RP. Like I was a little bit nervous. Even when I came into this city, I was like a little bit nervous, wasn't sure how people we're gonna handle, Murdock because he is an absolutely insane character. But I think people need to not look at things like as it being so serious. Like have fun with it. Have fun with your character. Try something new. You don't know where it's gonna go from there. What stories can be created. Um, and it can be a beautiful thing. It's just gotta, loosen up a little bit and see where it goes.
Agreed. Agreed.
Definitely.
That's things that happened last Halloween still affect people this coming up Halloween, or the people that experience those things. And it's funny because those people that experience them are spreading those stories around the city, and they're reaching people that have no idea who these people are,
Hmm.
and have yet to experience Murdoch or Molly Dolly, and I think that's really cool. They sometimes too, though, it doesn't have to always be a scary character. It can be a comedic relief character. I've done a couple of old men characters, one of which got
Hmm.
stuck in the little cat hole in the uwu for about 15 minutes. Somebody told him to chase a cat in there, and he got stuck. Grab my ankles! I'm stuck.
Uh,
uh, but yeah, what
One,
are you
one
guys have?
that
Are there any comic relief characters you can think of that come around just for
one I just thought of one. She hasn't been seen in a while. Do you remember Karen?
care? Oh God, no! Don't say. I'm not even gonna say the name again. If you say it 3 times, she's gonna show up.
She was
Karen
so funny.
Karanopolis.
She'd be like, "There's a crack in the road. Somebody needs to fix it."
Your
It's just
colors are so loud, they're hurting my eyes.
and so many people wanted to like end her, but she was gone.
Right? I'm gonna fucking kill Karen. People hated Karen. It's funny. Arlo would get a call from Karen every time she was in town. I'd like to file a complaint against your officer. Like, Arlo's just like, fuck, here we go again. Oh,
um, I, I think for me, as of late, the one character that I've been loving to come across as Archer is Cletus Roscoe.
mm.
Oh,
I
I'm not
haven't
sure if
Cletus.
had,
you.
oddly
Oh yeah,
enough, I
Cletus
have
is a
had
good one.
zero run ins with him. I don't know how, but I have not run into him at all.
All I can say
He
is have
is
fun.
a character. Everybody warned me. They're like, "Oh, you haven't met him yet." But you say you assaulted this man. I didn't throw no salt on that man. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm,
Like
I'm
everything
putting no
you
damn salt
say,
in my food.
he switches it and he doesn't understand. It's hilarious.
What are some ways, what are some ways you can use, maybe not only props, but music, things like that to kind of increase the fear of a situation, or if you're doing one of these little micro scenes like Molly Dolly is oh so familiar with, what are some ways that you might be able to up, ramp that anxiety up?
Ooh. So I have one with Murdoch that I like using. I haven't used it in a while, but I want to bring it back. So I do this thing. It's like I ask them like, "You want to see a magic trick?"
Mm.
And usually they say yes. So what I usually do is say, "There's nothing in my hands, right?" And I put it behind my head, and then I come out with a rose, and I ask, "Do you want to see another one?" And I'll do it again, and the next thing you know, I'll pull out a pistol.
Nice,
That's
nice.
great.
um, yeah, that's like the only one I've really thought of right now.
I think
The
just what Murdoch drives, that hearse, is pretty, scary in itself.
Yeah,
Hit
with Wayne in the back.
Yeah.
the his entire ensemble, I think, just adds to it. The way he dresses, the tattoo or the birthmark, as he calls it, on his face, um,
Birthmark, yes.
the hearse, it all just kind of plays into it. It's like, man, if somebody saw him walking down the road, they're probably like, "What the fuck is that?"
But then he gets to know you, and he's an absolute sweetheart, and that's what
Mhm.
that's what throws people off. He's like, "Oh, he's not a bad guy, but
He's
he's
just
absolutely
different.
terrifying."
He's just different. Yeah, he's just different.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of
That's
times we experience comedy that comes from these scenes too. Like we might be scared off of our asses, but last night I think would be a fantastic example. Though there were not any other characters involved per se, we all took a jaunt to the cemetery and experienced some jump scares. Um, but afterwards, we're all laughing at each other, and it was made for a good time, even though I'm still recovering. I won't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
It wasn't that bad.
It was
to
terrible.
you.
It was terrible. It was so loud, and ooh,
Yeah, that the whole pentagram one kind of got me, but the one that, just is randomly in the middle of the nowhere, in the middle of that
mhm.
cemetery, was the worst I've been scared in a long time.
I think the biggest issue was my guard was entirely down because I thought in my head, I'm like, oh, I've seen this on the stream. It's just the pentagram at the top of the stairs. I won't go in it. I
Mhm.
won't go in it. And then somebody's like, oh, look, there's a body over here. I'm like, oh, okay, what's this? Fuck. Horrible. Horrible. Yeah, poor Dean. The infamous clip. So he and his brother stream in the same room, and it just so happens that his brother caught him on a clip yelling at the top of his lungs when he experienced a jump scare.
Did he break anything, I wonder? It
um,
sounded pretty like he threw
it
something.
sounded violent. It did. It sounded violent, and that may be why he didn't. Bobby kind of stood there, Murdoch
Yeah, we're
standing
like, "Are
there.
you
I think
okay?"
he's in shock.
Poor
Somebody
Bobby.
brought up a uh, discussion about a hitman character being a unique or throwaway character. I personally have always thought that would be a really unique character, but the problem with it is that it kind of infringes on the rules of most servers. Being a hitman, you don't know these people.
Kind of random.
You're going to kill them just for money, so that kind of breaks the whole having to have RP prior to the hit per se. I don't know that
I
there's.
think it could get pulled off though, to a certain extent. Like, as far as my ideas like that, I think if you were to like stalk the individual down, kind of like play at a distance, let them see you, but like, have little interactions with them. I think it could lead up to like a hitman scenario, but not just this is the person I want dead. Go get them. This is what they look like. I think if you kind of played it out and acted like you were like a normal civilian, just having a conversation to get to know them, what they do, what they're about, and go about it that way. I think. I mean,
That
could
could
it be done?
work.
It, potentially. I mean, that would be like the criminal equivalent of a detective, technically.
Yeah.
Stake them out, follow them, and then do the hit. Not just like a
Mhm.
random, "Oh, you're so and so, you're dead."
Mhm.
At
'Cause
least,
that wouldn't be really fun for the other
yeah.
person.
At least interact with them in some form or fashion, like Murdoch was saying. Find out, bump into him walking in the park. Oh, hey, what's up? And hell, you could
Mhm.
even take that long form and like befriend them, and you could build this whole betrayal story. Ooh,
And then
that
kill them.
hurts just thinking
That's what
about
I
it.
was thinking.
That'd
And
be
then kill
messed
them.
up.
You guys are fucked up. You know that?
I know. Trust me. I wake up and look in the mirror every day. I know.
Well,
It's one of
didn't
those
you
things.
have like a serial killer type, Josh? I don't remember what his name was.
I don't know what I would call him. His name was Clarence. Clarence Reed. He had long black hair. His eyes were completely black, and he had the black like smudged eyeshadow, so it just looked like a giant black eye sockets basically. And his face was super sunken and creepy looking. He never spoke. He just made noises or, um, yeah. It didn't. He didn't fare too well. He didn't fare too well. It's a kind of a good. You brought up a valid point there, and that's fearing these characters. You know, they most servers want you to exhibit fear as you would in real life, right? So, for example, if you're a criminal and you're robbing a bank, you're not going to hang out there forever. You're going to get your shit and you're going to get out of there, and you're going to be worried the whole time that the cops are chasing you. Adversely, you know, cops, if you're outnumbered, you're going to want to stand down. You're going to want to value your life, though you may respawn. You should still, you know, value your life and treat it as if you could not respawn. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Boy, my train of thought just totally derailed there. Fear of life, and so Clarence approached. It happened twice, I think. He approached some people and didn't even really say anything. He was just looked creepy as hell, basically. And he got one time he got bonked in the face with a pair of brass knuckles. It's like, yeah, bitch. Like you don't even know. Anyway, you didn't even give me a chance to spend that scene there. But I think
I
that's
think it
important.
was Daisy and Stephanie were like, "Who are you? Who are you?" And you wouldn't talk. So I think we just beat you up or something like that.
Uh,
And then you guys ended up in jail, and then
and
we
that
broke into the jail.
and you broke into
Got-
jail and you slit Clarence's throat without him ever saying a word.
Damn,
Yeah,
We're like,
damn.
"Oh,
that's
this
crazy.
guy is watching us," and yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he was definitely creepy, but that's all he really did was I was just trying to play off of people's own anxieties. And you see somebody standing across the street just staring, it's like, is he okay? What's he doing? So
We just went straight to violence.
yeah, this dude's looking at us. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, you took it personally, very personally.
Very quickly too. What so are there any uh character traits that you see or you put into Murdock or Archer or one or the other or both from yourself, like your own character traits? Do any of your characters share traits with you? I guess would be how to word that.
Yeah, honestly, I think both Archer and um Murdoch are, I guess, like best way to put it is like aspects of myself that in a way I'd like to explore, just see where it goes. Murdoch is just I I I think everyone kind of falls victim to it, but it's like impulsive thinking, and I kind of play on that sort of idea because I do have those at times. I'm like, maybe I do need this $1,000 guitar that I'm never gonna play. Yeah, let's get it. Um,
Sweet.
yeah, right. It just sits there and collects dust. Um, as far as Archer would be more the protective, I guess, side of me. A lot of people that know me, like, I'm kind of like the dad of the friend group in a way. So that's kind of like the personality trait that Archer has, but just do complete opposite sort of things. Because one guy is just absolutely nutty as all hell, and then you have a guy that's very kind of like somewhat strict, kind of playful, but when it comes that time, but for the most part, he's trying to get down to business and
And
make sure the city's safe.
that seems like a common theme too, for people that have dual characters, one on each side. They're always stark opposites. You know,
Mhm.
Sarah has Stephanie and Anna. One is angelic and sweet, and the other one is just, you know, reckless, shoot you in the face at the drop of a hat.
Yep.
You know, I have Desmond and Arlo, and they're almost extreme opposites as well. So, and I think maybe, you know, we talked about character separation. Maybe we do it that way intentionally, so they are easier to separate.
It
Oh,
does make it easier for sure. For me,
there's
anyways.
times there's times that I've caught I'll literally stop playing Murdoch, and then I'll switch over to Archer, and there's times where I'll catch myself doing Murdoch's voice as Archer, and I'm like, "Shit, I hope they don't know. I hope they don't
See,
know. I
I've
hope they
I've
didn't
done
hear
that
that."
before too, because Anna doesn't cuss, and I think it was last week I said shit, and I think Dylan was with me. I'm like, "You didn't hear that? I never cuss." He's like, "You're good, I won't tell."
Anna said, "Shit, no way."
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Anna's
That's
like,
right,
for
she doesn't swear.
yeah, for those that don't know Anna, she's like this church going sweet like girl next door. Probably wouldn't say a swear word even if she broke her big toe.
Yeah. Like, "Oops, I was on Stephanie too long today, I guess."
Don't you find that weird though that like you have multiple different characters and in some way, shape, or form, like you kind of catch yourself slipping up and one character leaking into the other sort of aspect, and you kind of have to like withdraw from that, and you're like, oh shit, I really hope that nobody heard that. We're
Hmm.
good, just play it off.
Yep,
I
that's all you can do.
Yeah, and I was we talked about it. I was in his Arlo one night, and Anna walked up, and I completely dropped the Arlo accent altogether. I just went straight Desmond because in my head, all I heard was Steph. So I reverted to Steph and Desmond, and then I realized it. I'm like, shit, throw that
Oops.
accent back on extra thick when I bring it back. She'll never notice. If you
That's
had
bound to
to
happen, though.
Yeah, I think it happens to it happens. I firmly believe it happens to everyone, and you'll be hard pressed to change my mind.
Really
It
does.
If you had to choose a favorite thing about each of your characters, what would it be?
As far as Murdoch, I would say the loyalty aspect of him, I really like. For the most part with him, because like he doesn't try to involve anybody else in the crazy stuff that he does. But like there's plenty of times I've seen Sinister involved like in a chase or something like that. I'll immediately call Obama and be like, "Yo, do you need me to create a distraction right now?" Obviously, I do this in Murdoch's voice, but I'm like, "What do you need me to do? I'm ready to go. I'll go to jail right now. Let's go." Um, as far as Archer, I would say more of the leadership aspect that he's taking on as of late, as he's been growing within the department and really just kind of trying to make sense of everything in a way, is the best way to put it, and make sure that what we're doing is the right thing and we are making the proper decisions in each interaction and discussing that. I would say between those two, that's what I like the most.
And that's a big thing, with Arlo. He recognizes, like Archer, you were saying, the leadership aspect. He recognizes that though Archer has technically been in law enforcement for quite a while and worked underneath Arlo at one point, Archer is still continuing to learn and eager to learn. So that's always something that Arlo noticed about Archer. And I can 100% agree with that, that he's taking charge and stepping up on the front line, so to speak.
What can I say? I had Arlo to thank for that, so thank you, sincerely. It's been, I remember when you were commissioner and learning under you and just hearing for whatever reason, I swear to God, man, Arlo always has something so mind-boggling and it's a mind-blown sort of instance every single time I come across you because you have some little seed just to drop in Archer's head and it starts to sprout every single day that he's on duty.
Hmm. That's awesome. I love to hear that he's helped shape somebody and mold somebody. Arlo takes his job very seriously and was super distressed when things went the way they went, and he took himself a vacation. So it's that's good to hear. Good to hear. On the flip side of that, what is your least favorite thing about each of your characters? Something that's maybe developed over time that you didn't intend.
Um, I'll start with Archer because as of late, he's kind of developing this kind of dark side that he's trying to learn to control. Um, he's starting to become kind of fed up with I would say, like, a lot of those elaborate stories of, "Oh, I just so happened to be in the area, when this happened," and, like, just all the various sort of things that have been kinda thrown his way the past 2 weeks. He's kinda reached a point where you can't really bullshit him anymore, and he's gonna start calling people out for, the things regardless on both sides, calling them out for, certain things that were done or, you know, people trying to best way to put it is fill up my bullshit meter because I'm not having it, you know what I mean? Or Archer's not having it. Um, as far as Murdoch, my bank account, man. I'll be honest. With that character, that's what I least like about him right now because I try to give the cops as much things to do while they're on duty, but with him, it's been his bank account and him learning to quote unquote become a human, which is very hard for him because he just wants constant chaos, blood, death, fear always. But now that he's
It gets
associated with a group
expensive.
that's doing um, things in a smart way, he's having a push and pull, and you will see in due time that I'm bringing back an old character that's going to kind of help facilitate him be a Virgil to his Dante or Dante to his Virgil, whatever that means. But you know what I mean. Sort of like a dual sort of aspect to it.
Okay. All right. So, do you, and you don't have to answer this question if it spoils anything, but do you have anything special planned for Murdoch because of Halloween?
um,
Take that as a yes.
I won't share one, but I will share the other one that I have. So I have an idea. I was watching Cash Cab the other day, and I still have to figure out how to do this, but I really want to find a way to get into a police officer's car while he's in it driving, just patrolling, and play cash cab with the officer. And if he answers all the questions right, I don't rob him. I don't take like a gun of his or whatever, but I take his vehicle and drive off. But if he gets
I love
three
that.
questions wrong, he's gonna be involved in a store robbery, and he's gonna make the cop do it
Oh
and
shit.
get away.
Oh, I like it.
That's
That's
good.
he might get in a lot of trouble, but hey, I mean, it's worth a try. If it works out, chef kisses. If it doesn't, damn it.
Right.
Won't know until you try.
Now,
True.
subconsciously, any RP Leo that's watching this, if they run into Murdoch at a gas station, they're gonna be like, "Should I let him in my
Oh
car?
shit.
Get in my car. We're gonna play. Are we gonna let's play a game? Would you like to play a
I'll
game?"
I think I only have one individual that I wanna do it to, and I'm not going to share that individual because I think it'd be really, really funny. Um, but yeah, that's one of my many of ideas right now. I can't share too much more though. I want it
Oh,
to be a spur of the moment sort of
yeah,
thing.
you bet.
Awesome.
Please.
I got you. I got you. I'll make sure I record it too.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. We kind of brought this question up in the Generate Discord the other day. We were talking about celebrities, actors, and actresses that would play our characters if we had the opportunity to make a film. So, uh, given that question, what would your answer be for Murdoch and for Archer?
Ooh, I think for Murdoch, I'd probably say William Defoe.
Ooh.
I think he'd be able to play that sort of character very, very well.
What does Willem Dafoe
I
look
mean,
like?
just
Bald.
yeah, but
Creepy as
imagine him
fuck.
with all the face paint on and the smile.
Right.
And what kind of gave me that idea was him playing the Green Goblin, and I was like, yeah, he would be the most perfect individual to play Murdoch. And it'd be maybe in some alternate universe, maybe someday it'll happen and I get to see it somehow in some way, shape, or form. But I think that guy would absolutely kill it.
Right. I
Um,
could agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Archer? Ooh, that one I've still been kind of stewing on. Um, I think I don't know, cause he's kinda playfully funny, like, he has, like, an Italian side to him, but he's also very stern. I think if there were a way to do it, Keanu Reeves, cause he kinda looks like him in a way, as
Mm-hmm.
far as looks.
I could see that.
Um, but
He's
yeah,
got a
that's
very
that's what I
wick
would say as
look,
far as Archer.
John Wick.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
100%. How about you? How about for Arlo? Who would you
Oh,
have play,
that one's easy. I have thought about that one for a long time. That would have to be Jeff Bridges for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. How about you, Steph? Like, or Sarah, like, who would you pick for either Anna or Steph?
For Steph, what was that chick's name? You put it in the Discord.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yes, her. Or for Anna, I don't know. It's kind of a hard one. There's not many redheads.
No, there
Well,
isn't.
I mean, you got to think, actors and actresses dye their hair and wear wigs all the time. So I,
That's
th- I
true.
think you're looking at more of an appearance and demeanor thing than you are cosmetically.
I don't
Deep
know. I've
fakes,
never really
bro.
thought about her. Any suggestions? She's got like the, innocent, sweet aura about her.
Charlize Theron.
Maybe, maybe. Or who's the girl from Bring It On? I know that's a bad reference.
Oh, the
What's her
blonde.
name?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know who I'm
hold on.
talking about though, right?
I do
Kind of
know
how she
who.
talks, like sweet and
Kirsten Dunst?
yes.
That's it.
I could see that.
Maybe her if she's a redhead.
Oh, that's doable. It's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right. Anything's possible.
It's true.
Deep fakes.
Very true.
Um, I think okay. So I was thinking about it after we brought it up for Archer. If I could go back and I could name a specific uh, time period for an actor, I would have to say Lethal Weapon 1, Mel Gibson with the long hair.
Yes. I
Yeah,
never would have realized that, but that's good.
he's
That's a
got
good
a
one.
very Mel Gibson feel to me, like he was in the first Lethal Weapon. Good at what he does and cocky as shit sometimes, but
Yep.
yeah, I think that would be perfect. Long haired
Damn.
Mel Gibson.
That was one of my favorite movies. How did I not think of that? Sheesh. I gotta go back and watch those. May help out in the future.
There you go. What do you find to be the most challenging thing about each of your characters? Maybe a hurdle that you've had to overcome with the character from an OOC or out of character standpoint or otherwise.
Archer, it kind of goes both hand in hand because Archer and Murdock both know a lot of people within the city. As far as hurdles on Archer is like separating knowing just the little things about the people that I come across and which it's not that hard to but there's always that slight little thought, you got to have RP what's that word I'm looking for? Discipline.
Discipline. Yep.
Yeah. Um as far as Murdoch, honestly, with him, man, it's so hard for me not to just go around and kidnap people and just do the craziest possible thing I can do with him. Um, I had a plan a while ago. Luckily it didn't work because I think I would be in for the nines, but I had an idea of blowing up a gas station with a bunch of cop cars in it just because I wanted
Cool if
to.
you pulled it off.
um, Yeah, I would say that's difficult because playing a cop, there's certain locations that you know about and certain little things about people and learning to separate that. That's why I try to be reactionary as much as I can with Archer. And then Murdock is, you know, not doing the first thing that comes to mind, which I usually do, but I've been dialing that back because there's a new story arc going forward with him.
Teaser.
Mhm.
You know, you know.
That's
I don't,
true. I've only told a handful of people.
and neither of us are in this room.
It's true. That's very true.
um,
But you'll
I,
find out really soon, though. I promise you.
I don't know if that's a good
Maybe
thing or a
tonight.
bad
Who
thing.
knows? It's gonna be a good thing. It'll be a good thing. It's a like I said, it's somebody you used to know.
Somebody you used to know. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm not even gonna try. So we've talked about how role play kind of runs parallel and side by side. Both like ad lib, improv. It is in and of itself. It is a form of acting. I think anyway.
It
Voice
is
acting, if you
100%.
probably would be a better way to describe it because we can't convey emotions with our face. But um, with that being said, is there any actor or performer that you look up to when it comes to the way you tailor your characters, and or even down to things like how you get ready to play a character? Or
Yeah, so for Murdoch, I'll usually like watch little clips from Tales from the Crypt. And John Kaiser,
Nice.
who plays the Crypt Keeper for all those years, I've always looked up to him as a voice actor. And that's kind of how I came to be with the voice that I created for Murdoch. Um, he's just been a huge inspiration to me as far as voice acting. Just because he started off with the Crypt Keeper with a very low, deep, raspy voice, and then as time went on and animatronics started getting better, he started developing that character to have a little bit more inflection because they had the money there. So I would say John Kaiser as far as I think it's Kaiser or Cassier. I think it's Cassier. As far as Murdoch as Archer. Ooh, that one's kind of a tough one. I guess I just kind of take away from every action movie that I've ever seen in a way.
okay,
As of late, it's been the whole John Wick thing because it's John Wick. Come on, it's like one of
he
the greatest action movies of all time.
his hair kind of gives me Rambo vibes too. Just being honest. For some reason, like John Rambo,
With
and
the
like I think it was
bandana
the
and
second
everything.
one, yeah, with the long hair and the bandana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Archer's hair, it was like a big deal before. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was always really like, "This is how I want my hair," and everybody'd make fun of him. And Anna was like, "You just do whatever you like. It looks nice." And now to see him like with the long hair, it's like, yes, he embraced it.
Finally did. I still
Embrace the
miss the
hair.
whole mohawk thing though.
Yeah, that
Oh
was cool
man, I
too.
forgot about that.
Yep.
Completely forgot about
Yep.
that.
And I kind of use that as like an intimidation tactic too, especially when it came to like chases, because there'd be people that would message me after and they'd be like, I saw you were in the car based upon your hair and I knew I was screwed.
Nice. All
But
right.
yeah.
I think we can move on into our rapid fire questions. And unfortunately
Ooh.
for you, I
Oh
removed
no.
them from your show layout, so you have no idea what's coming. Uh,
Okay.
More entertaining for the audience. All right. So the first question we got, and we will answer these questions as well too. To be fair, we've just had
Yeah.
time to think about it, but don't tell him. As a child, did you trick or treat during Halloween?
Oh, are you kidding me? Yes.
You
Free
might
candy?
be surprised how many people I've heard that answer be no.
What?
To each their own, right? But you bet your
Right.
sweet ass I trick or treated. I'm a fat kid. I love candy.
I did too.
It's the best time of the year.
I
You
wasn't
get to
fat kid, but who doesn't like candy
You get to take
as a
candy from
kid?
strangers, right? Best time of the
Like,
year.
yeah.
And there's a
Everything
slight
they told us not
possibility
to
there's
do.
drugs in there? Even better. Listen, every time I hear
Yeah.
those commercials on TV, beware this Halloween, somebody might put weed candy in your kid's basket. Motherfucker, ain't nobody giving away no weed candy for free. Not on that. Nope.
No.
No, definitely not.
All right, now that I've gotten off on a tangent about weed candy, my apologies. What was your favorite Halloween costume that you wore as a child that you can remember?
mm, oh, wow. Damn, that's a tough one. You'll be crazy to know, but when I was like 6 or 7 years old, I dressed up as the Crypt Keeper.
No shit.
Nice.
Yep. And at that time too, because I was so young and my voice was developing, I could actually uh recreate his voice actually pretty well. Like almost spot on.
Nice.
Yeah. But the
So
mask scared the shit out of me. I could wear it, but I
you
couldn't look
couldn't
in the
look at
mirror.
it. Yeah. Nope.
Nope.
Stay away from the mirror. Sarah?
Mine's gonna surprise you, I think. I have pictures to prove it. I'll have to share them in the Discord.
Yeah, no, you have to.
Oh, so you know
Yes.
what that means. If you're not in the Discord, you better get in there because that's the only way you're gonna see these pictures.
Okay, a little
Shameless plug.
backstory. Me and my sisters were kind of tomboys growing up a little bit. Kind of, sort of. We all dressed as the Ninja Turtles for
Let's
many years.
go.
It was like the mask, like the tin masks. You know what I'm talking about? The old.
I do. I know exactly what you're talking about. Did
Yep.
you have like the old like the tin mask and the old like super loose sort of like fitting
Yep, like
costume?
plasticky.
Yep.
Yep. You too?
Yes. Yes, unfortunately,
Now I have
yes.
to find that picture. My mom put it on Facebook.
I will do my
Like,
absolute best to find that picture. There's not a digital copy of it, but I know there is a physical photo. If I can find it, I will post it. But yes, I was Raphael. I
I
remember
can't
very
remember which
distinctly.
one. I want to say it was the orange one, Michelangelo. I
Michelangelo.
could be wrong. I could be wrong though. And then like for a while we were Power Rangers too.
So I
which one
assume
were
you were
you
the
though?
pink one.
Yellow. And she was the blue and my oldest sister was the red.
Go go
Wow.
Power Rangers.
She just brought up an old Halloween of mine. I actually dressed up as the pink Power Ranger when I was like little. And the only reason why I did that is because I had a crush on that girl as a kid.
She was the Chinese
Mm,
one, right?
No, 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 no,
Pink was
Or
no.
the
that was
blonde
the
headed girl.
yellow. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. Yep. Good times. I wish you were able to trick or treat as an adult, but unfortunately they look down upon that and I don't get it.
I
I
still do it. My
I
kids are getting a little old now though.
Yeah, that's the same problem I have. My kids are teenagers now. If I go door to door with them, they look at me like, "What are you doing?
Hmm.
What is wrong
I
with you?"
think it was last year they thought I was like the sister or something. They're like,
Y'all
"Aren't
got
you
any
guys too
more of
old
them
to be trick or
Reese's?
treating?"
Do you or do you not enjoy watching horror movies?
Come on now.
Uh,
I love horror movies.
Okay, I was gonna
Love them. That's
say, for the people that can't see that go back and listen to this, the face that he just gave me looked like that was an "Are you fucking serious" face.
yeah. That's honestly the only thing I really like watching as of late. I've been finding some like really sort of like underground stuff that and it has been terrifying and majority of it comes from like Japanese horror.
Mm,
It's they find a way to not be so like in your face and jump scare about things, but they kind of let things linger and allow your imagination to wander off. And that's what I love about it.
I can get down with that, and I think by that description, that sounds more like what I would call a suspense movie. Horror nowadays is a lot different than it used to be. Horror now is all
Mhm.
about jump scares and shock, like
Hmm.
chopping somebody's head off and let's dump 5 gallons of fake pig's blood or pig's blood everywhere. Like let's
Yeah,
just
I
make it
think
look as gross as possible.
the older graphical stuff is scarier than like the CGI stuff, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. I agree
Way
with you
scarier.
100%. Freddy Krueger movies, those still creep me out.
All right, so we were talking about horror films. What would be? Oh, actually, I was gonna go to Sarah. She never answered. Horror movies. Do you like them?
I'll watch them, just not alone.
I think my answer is I like suspense. I don't know that I like what is by today's terms called horror. I don't think it's horror though. I think it's shock films more like I was saying.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's kind of lost its touch. I think suspense is
Out
on the
like
rise 100%.
the Conjuring movies, I refuse. I refuse to watch those.
Have you seen Hereditary?
No.
Nope.
Watch that.
Hereditary.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I get scared easily.
I don't even want to spoil any of the movie for you because in terms of suspense and like demonic possessions go, because like there's been a lot of those movies that it came out and I'm like, okay, it's all right, they kind of did it all right, but this one really hit the hammer right on the nail as far as creating some of the creepiest scenes I've seen in a very long time. There's a lot of things that hide in the background and it allows you to kind of be like a detective in this possession.
Like
It's
a
really cool.
whodunit kind of
Yep.
thing. Hmm.
I remember some
That
of
might be
the
okay.
really old like sci-fi horror movies. Like I think it was called like Phantasm. There were like 4 or 5 movies called Phantasm, and they were like really out there science fiction horror movies. It was like this old man that he had these like orbs that he would control, and they had blades in them, and it would cut people up, and it was just really a strange one. That, and I think there was one called Cube. I think.
Oh, I love Cube.
Never seen it.
I love those movies.
I can deal with
Those
those. I
were
just don't
great.
like the shock stuff. The like try to gross you out shock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's been
some
a
of
lot of
if
those.
they get real gory, I can't do it. Like if they're torturing somebody, I just even though I know it's fake, I just can't do it.
So Saw is out of the question.
Yeah. I don't remember what
100%.
my husband was watching. He was watching something and they were torturing this guy in a basement and like hitting his kneecaps and it just got I had to walk away. I'm like, I can't watch this with you.
That'd make me cringe too. Kneecaps, I can't do.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
else, I'm fine with.
Hmm. And it was
There.
like so it looked too real.
Mm-mm. Would you rather meet a vampire or a werewolf?
I feel like I'd much rather meet a vampire because I feel like there could be some sort of reasoning there. A werewolf, at that point, they're too far gone. There's
You're
nothing I can
screwed.
do. Yeah. Vampire will actually talk with you. If they're gonna bite you, at least they kind of shoot the shit with you a little bit.
Vampires
Yeah.
are usually hot too, right?
I want to suck your
That's
blood.
true. It's true.
Right?
I,
Look at
I wouldn't
Lestat.
Werewolves,
know.
I feel like they would just be like feral and they wouldn't talk. They would just growl at you.
What if it
And
was
eat you.
like, um, what was John Candy's character on Spaceballs? Bork or whatever his name was. He was the
Oh my,
half
was he a
man, half
werewolf?
dog. No, I was just saying, what if it was like that? So you could still talk to him, but he was completely dumb.
I'd be
That
okay
would
with
be much
that.
better.
I think I'd be best friends with him, to be honest. Cause I'd be like, "What are we getting into today?" He's like, "Well, I found a ball." I'd be like, "Perfect, let's go from there."
Right? Throw it. If you had to choose one, actually, I keep skipping you guys or ourselves. Sarah,
Yeah.
I
vampire,
said
werewolf. You
vampire.
said vampire. I would say vampire
Yeah.
too. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Well, I don't think you would escape the clutches of either one of them. You might, like Murdock said, you might fare a better chance with a vampire. There's a little
Hmm.
human logic still in there somewhere, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
If you
100%.
had to choose, would you rather visit at midnight a human cemetery or a pet cemetery?
Is there an option to say both?
We can
Because I
say
already
both,
visit
yeah.
human cemeteries.
Okay,
Um,
I do too.
it's
Mm-mm.
I hope the cops aren't watching.
we hypothetically and
Allegedly.
allegedly go to these places at midnight. Yeah, so I like to quote unquote ghost hunt. I think it's fun to see kind of what goes bump in the night, and I've got plenty of stories in that department for sure.
Mm.
Um, Pet cemetery, ooh,
That
is
movie
it
freaked me out as a kid.
s-
Completely destroyed my life.
Destroyed my
like
life.
It was so scary.
I
I
don't think
just
I'll
saw
ever get
their.
over that.
I just saw they're coming out
But
with another Pet Cemetery movie, actually, but now it's like people have buried humans there, and now they've come back as like demonic. I don't know. It's weird. Like I feel like it's just a cash grab.
yeah, there's
Probably.
been a lot of that.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with it. Stop ruining good films just because you can't
Let's remake
be
it
original.
again and again
And
and
again and
again.
again and again and again.
Never ends.
Never will. I don't think it will for a while until uh what is it? Writers get paid what they want to get paid because of what's been going on as of late.
Let's see. Would you? We already know you walk through graveyards. Would you rather walk through a graveyard at midnight or spend the night in a abandoned house without being able to leave? Locked in, doors nailed shut, can't get out.
I, I think I would pick the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. A graveyard, it's like open, scary. There's lots of souls. A house, it could just be like a family.
Or it could be an entire group of, it could be like an Indian burial ground and you've got like two tribes there.
Oh, you roll the dice, right?
Ooh, that's a big dice roll. Roll the dice, right? Uh, did you dress up last Halloween? Do you still dress up for Halloween?
I did actually. Um, I went as Phantom of the Opera, but my own little twist on it.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I have this really cool jacket that starts off red and then slowly fades to black, so it kind of looks like different shades of like blood in a way. Um, and then I was just dressed in all black and wore a tie and had the Phantom of the Opera mask on, and that's what I went as. That's also what I kind of cooked in. I took off the jacket, but yeah, I even dress up when I'm cooking at work, which I plan on doing this
Nice.
year.
Nice.
About you, Josh?
I did not dress up last year. I was kind of a Halloween humbug last year and I didn't get into it last year, but I intend to this year though. I don't know what yet, but I do intend to for sure.
I highly recommend couple costumes. They are fun. I think I said this on, I don't remember if it was the last one or the time before that podcast. Me and my husband went as Chucky and the Bride of Chucky
Mhm.
last year.
That's a good one, yeah. We
That was
went
fun.
my wife and I went as I don't know their names cuz I've never watched the movie all the way through. Please don't hate me, but the man couple in Greece, yeah.
Oh,
She had a pink lady jacket made and all kinds of stuff.
What
Slicked
are their
my
names? Now
grew
I
what
can't
hair
think
I
of it.
have out, and I slicked it back and rolled a pack of cigarettes up in my sleeve.
Cool.
Danny
That's really cool.
Zuko and Sandy Olsen.
You totally Googled that, didn't you?
I did 100%, and I remember that film, and I hated it as a kid because that's all my family used to watch. I don't know why. There's other movies out there, but they chose to watch that.
I'm not the
Danny
biggest
and
fan.
Sandy.
Danny and
I'm not
Sandy.
either.
Danny and Sandy.
I
Ew.
don't know what we're doing this year.
Yeah, we haven't even. What's crazy is it's October and we haven't even really discussed it. Better get on that, huh?
Well, we took our daughter last year trick or treating, but she's 13 this year, so she's probably a little too old now.
I don't know. I don't know. I would still go if it were socially acceptable to
I
go
would
by
too.
myself.
Well, I could go steal my 5-year-old niece,
There you
and then I'll
go.
have an excuse.
Yeah, use her as an
'Cause
excuse.
I
There you
know
go.
my sister's like, I'm not gonna want to go because she's a full-time nurse. She's gonna be too tired. I'll just, snag her up. Then I'll get to go.
All right. So our next round of questions, these were all also redacted from your copy. We would like for you to answer these questions in character, if at all
Oh
possible.
no.
Um,
Okay, I can.
and I think because this episode is primarily revolved around Murdoch, I'm gonna say you have to answer as Murdoch. So,
110%.
there we go. There he is. All right, Murdoch.
There's
What's your favorite thing to
Murdoch.
eat?
Cats.
Cats.
I love cats. They're delicious. Taste like chicken, but they're not chickens. They're cats.
I could because I don't like cats. How would you describe your style, Murdoch?
Classy, sassy, and above all, very kind of I would almost say a little spicy. Just a little bit though, not too much. Just enough you can handle me, just a little bit. But it's enough.
I love it.
Do you have a best friend?
As of right now, I'm trying to make Officer Cruz my best friend, but he doesn't seem to like it that much. He's kind of shy. Can't tell.
That's what I hear. He doesn't want to hang out.
Let's do nothing. What's nothing to do with Murdoch, and it makes me sad.
What's your favorite car?
Oh, that would have to be. Oh, I have two of them. Are we talking about a getaway car or the one I like to drive around?
We can do both.
Sure, I love the hearse. I'm a big fan of purples, the whites, the dead body in the back. It's just the whole aesthetic of it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, as far as getting away from the cops, I would have to say the BMW. I think it's a M5 or something. I don't know. I'm not too hot on the words and the letters. I just know it goes fast.
What would you say is your favorite pastime?
Oh, that's simple. Salem witch trials.
Okay. Did you learn a lot at these witch trials?
I learned that humans are dumb.
You,
They just murdered anybody just for being a witch. It was
I
kind of
will
interesting.
agree with you wholeheartedly on that statement. Burn them.
Oh, she writes left-handed? Bye.
Right. Get rid of her. No use. So that brings us to the segment where we bring guests forward. So if you want to ask questions live on the show, please be sure you're in the Discord in the LTR live stage. Guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and raise your hand and we'll bring you on up. And Sarah has kindly posted the link there. If you are not in the Discord, please be sure to jump on in there and grab your roles that you need and get in here and join the conversation. I'm waiting on Alinsky to raise his hand and say something about your mustache. Wake up,
But just wait,
Alinsky.
man.
It is quite the mustache.
This is only stage 1. I want to get it to a point where I can like curl it.
Handlebars. Like
Oh
the
yeah.
whoop.
French tickler,
Oh
is that
yeah.
what they call it?
Oh what?
What? A French tickler.
I'm
Oh.
American.
Oh. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm American. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, anybody has any questions? Raise your hand.
Raise your
I'll
hand.
leave it.
Let's get Steve up here talking to Murdock. See how that goes.
Steve is
Oh.
a unique character, I think.
Steve is a unique character, absolutely. Even though he's a what I would consider a normal civilian, he's like a Yeti or Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You know, you only see him like once every 6 months.
I don't think I've came across them yet, but very large city in due time, probably more than likely is gonna happen.
You will know when you run across Steve, 100%. It will be
Yeah, he's
immediately obvious.
memorable. He has
By
like
the way,
no
has anybody
filter
ran into
either.
Molly?
I haven't
I
yet.
haven't. She's been cited though, from what I've been hearing.
Really
Mm-hmm.
good.
Reportedly.
Oh boy, let me tell you. Oh
Well,
no.
there's Olinsky. Do you want to raise your hand in the Discord?
Get in here and raise y'all's hands. Bring you
Yeah,
up
come on
on
in.
stage.
Come chill.
Molly's last post was
Or
out front of Sinister's
Lizzie?
bar. Oh, hell no. Desmond's going to be
Oh,
pissed.
no.
Oh,
Kidnapped
hell no.
What?
baby? What?
Kidnapped a baby. Whose baby?
I don't know, be Dozen Stuff's baby. Should be one dead Molly
Hello?
Dolly.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. We have Skylar.
Hi. Yes, hello.
I
The
wish I had a helmet.
Skylar. I have recently ran into Molly Dolly, I believe, and it
Oh.
was the scariest shit of my life.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
I was out doing some EMS work with Logan and Andy and Madison, and I had to take an emergency nap, so I went back to Pillbox to grab my car, and all I hear is "Come play,
Mm-mm.
Oh,
la la
no.
la la la,"
That's so
and I'm like, "Fuck
scary.
no, I'm rushing to come to get into my car, and I go over to my walkie, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. I'm freaking the fuck out, bro. Help, help. And all of a sudden I see Boogie comes in, but he's in his tow truck, and the whole crew comes, and they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" And just listening to Molly sing to me. I don't know if she was there or if it was one of her music boxes, because I'm told that she has the music boxes. But then I got in
What?
my car and drove away, and then I hear her again at the
Oh,
Legion,
no.
like car park garage, and I'm like, fuck, I need to log out. I'm talking to her, I'm like, I'm just trying to log out, leave me
Just
alone.
leave me alone.
It was so scary. I was freaking out.
That's what makes her so scary, because you'll just hear her, but you won't see her.
Yeah, there's nope, not
There's
cool.
the suspense vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely suspenseful.
No, I didn't see her once. I just heard her, and it was the middle of the night, and I still live with my parents, so my mom was screaming at me like, "What? Why the fuck are you being so loud?"
Because I'm terrified.
I'm scared, mom.
I'm
Mom,
scared to
come
death.
pick me up. I'm scared. No, it was terrifying. I hated that. Uh-uh. I don't know. I don't even know what she looks like. This is
Oh,
my first.
you'll know her when you see her.
I know this is
Hey.
my first city, so I'm just figuring out that people have these characters that go around and just fuck with people,
Mhm.
and I was not expecting to experience it so fast.
Oh, when we're 4 days into October, you better buckle up.
Yeah. It's not
I
even
mean,
Devil's Night yet.
but I'm not usually on at night because I do work nights. So, nobody's really on during the day. And the one time I had time at night to get on, I was scared.
Oh no.
It was awful. I love it, but it's no.
That music, I
Just run
think, is
away.
what, yeah, it just throws me over the edge. The
Yeah.
doll
Yeah.
I can't
voice.
wait.
Play with me. No, hell no, bitch.
The first time I ever saw her, I heard the music and I was like, "What is that?" And then she's like, "Hi, you want to play?" or something like that in that creepy voice, and I just ran away. Like, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah, I definitely do not want to play.
I don't even know where she was hiding was the scariest part. 'Cause she was just there, like, hello.
She
I
always
love that.
managed to be just out of sight, but close enough to see you and
Mhm.
take a freaking picture of you. But yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
very well done.
Yeah, I Dex was on for a bit and he was screen sharing, and all I see in the corner is Molly Dolly's Squawk account, and it said somebody has a nice home, and I really wanted him to open that so I could see it.
Now I'm curious.
I
Now I'm
know.
curious
I
to
want to
now
go.
too.
I want to fly in just so I can see it, but I don't want to fly in because then I'll see her, and I'm.
She'll be waiting on me right
Too
there.
many people. Too many people are saying that she's in town right now, and I'm. I'm
Ooh.
okay.
She definitely puts the fear in the city.
Yeah, and uh, me and um, Retro, who plays Dex, were just talking about maybe getting a gang of people together to freak people out.
Do
Ooh.
it. Do it,
We're
please.
we're
Do it.
looking at We're looking at costumes and all that, and I know I can freak people out because I do voice acting on the side, and I've got a lot of voices I could do.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I
you
say go
said
for it.
you was it you that was telling me you work in like scare acting?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
scare actor.
Okay. Nice.
Ooh.
So, we have like at the place that I work at, we have 5 different haunts. There's like a cannibal, Haley Billy one, um, a sinister circus, a like it's
I
called
like that one.
Nuketown, and
Mhm.
it's basically some evil scientists are turning people into bugs,
Yo, that's cool.
and Dead Man's Wharf, which is a cult of Cthulhu. And then the one that I work at is the Cryptic Maze, which is just I'm uh I'm on stilts this year.
Ooh.
Nice. That's
Um
cool.
oh, I have 2
Sounds
characters.
really cool.
I'm one of them is on stilts, one of them is on the ground. But yeah, I have a hiding spot where I just find people and then I will just full sprint at them.
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow.
That's how people get that's how people get punched. Mm-mm.
I accidentally scared one of the staff members who's just walking around trying to find lost people,
Oh
and that
no.
was that
So
was funny.
that actually reminds me of a very funny Halloween story. I'm glad you brought up the scare acting because when I was probably, I guess it was about 10 years old, we went to Gatlinburg, and there used to be a haunted house in Gatlinburg that my mom and dad wanted to go do, and I was adamant that I would not do it. And I stayed steadfast and I did not do it. However, I discovered that my father was the biggest chicken in the entire world. So my mom and my dad go into this haunted house, and at the very end is a very long tunnel with like a cobblestone wall, and there's Jason comes out and he cranks up the chainsaw and chases you out of the house basically. Apparently, my dad shoulder tackled my mother into the wall to get around her. He was
Oh
so
my
scared
gosh.
and hurt her. But on his way out, he stumbled and smashed his face into the wall and broke his nose. So he comes
Wow.
walking out with a bloody nose. It was the whole.
Jeez.
I'm like,
Probably
what happened?
traumatized you.
I'm never going in one of those haunted houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now every time I see my dad, I give him shit. I'm like, you pushed my mother out of the way and ran for safety. Like that is the opposite of what your job as a husband was.
Yeah. But I feel like my boyfriend would kind of do the same thing because he's more scared of the paranormal stuff, and I purposely go into haunted houses and watch scary movies and play scary games, and he's like, "Fuck no." So I feel
I
like he'd definitely do the same thing.
I think I'm a glutton for punishment because I am very curious about the supernatural and
Oh,
poltergeists
me too.
and
I
uh
accidentally summoned a demon in my room one year.
but I can't. Oh no. Um
He hung around for a while.
I can't do. I don't enjoy scary movies, not the new ones. I like the old ones, like we were talking about before. I do like the older ones, but um,
I don't really like the older ones because my dad, he's really into horror, and he's like, "You have to watch this one movie. It's so great." And he showed me Phantasmic, and that was the worst horror movie I've ever seen.
Weren't you just
Phantasm.
talking about that one
I was talking
earlier?
about. Was it Phantasmic? I thought it was Phantasm. Phantasm 1 through 4.
Oh, that
Oh.
was it. That was it. I think I
The little silver balls with the
Phantasm.
saw blades on them.
I think I got it. I think I get it mixed up with Fantasia.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasia is
Two
also a
completely
horror
opposite
movie,
films.
but in a
Or
different universe.
whatever. Is it Fantasia? I know they have a movie for it, but I don't know if it's still called Fantasia, the Disneyland um, little thing that they
Where maybe
do.
like doing like music. That one?
Phantasm,
Yeah, it's like the
Fantasia.
mops
Yeah.
that are mopping, and yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah, they have the
Fantasia.
little mops, but they have a little performance on whatever the little island is in front of Pirates of the Caribbean, wherever that
Mm.
is. I forgot the name of the island. It's some movie I haven't
I'm not
seen.
sure.
I Halloween is definitely a favorite for me. I remember one year my dad went all out, and it was the same year that It came out,
Okay.
and he made a styrofoam head and put a clown mask on it
Nice.
and put a strobe light in the mask in the sewer in front of our house.
All right.
And
Thank you for that
then
idea.
you're welcome. Um, and he was dressed up in this weird outfit, and I was in my brother's room, who's right next to the doorway, and I was screaming and banging and telling people not to trust him. And we scared a bunch of people I went to school with shitless. It was funny.
I
Nice.
love that idea.
We had when I was growing up, we were really big into Halloween, and we decorated the entire yard. One year, we went so far as to cut down a tree to use as a prop, uh, and that was the year that also yielded my favorite costume. I neglected to bring this one up, but we cut the tree down, and then I was basically laying under it and had the brush. It was laid so it looked like it smashed my lower half. And we took sausages and like cane syrup and
Made
stuff like that
intestines.
and made intestines. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I would lay there and look dead. And then when the kids would come up, I would grab, like, reach out for them. It was great. It was so much fun.
My brother's 6'8" and dressed up as Slenderman one year and stood in front of our house.
Oh,
Ooh,
ooh.
that would be scary.
It was our family is very wild.
That's
Good. We
cool
need
though.
more of those. Really
Right.
do. Make the world a more beautiful place, in my opinion.
See, all my Halloween decorations are like cutesy and nice. A cute skeleton, not
like
scary.
smiling pumpkins.
Yes.
So you're more of a fall person than a Halloween kind of
Yeah,
It's
aesthetic.
fall,
it's
y'all.
like the cute stuff.
I see. I love part of me, like my girly girl side, is like, yeah, fall aesthetic is great. I love it, so pretty. And then like my demon side is like scary.
Horror, blood, gore.
It's funny
all
too
the other beautiful things.
because I'll watch horror movies and Grey's Anatomy, but I'm scared of sticking a needle in my arm.
It's funny how that works.
I know.
Yeah. The brain is a wonderful thing.
My brain is a wonderful thing.
All right, we got another hand up. Skylar, do you have a question for
Yeah.
Murdock before you go? Or
If you meet me, don't kill me, please. I haven't met Murdock yet. I've met Archer a bunch of times, and Archer's scared of me.
His fight's not with the people. It's
Murdock's a
with the cops.
sweetheart.
Well, oh, okay. Well, I'm EMS, so I don't know.
You're safe.
Okay,
You're
cool,
safe.
cool, cool.
You're good.
Yeah, as
Thank
long as
you.
you're on duty. If you're off duty,
Yeah, it's a
be
different
careful.
story.
I'll think about it.
I will be on
Think
duty
about
all
it.
the time then, so I could be safe. Although I can't really do much right now unless other EMS or FD is on, because I'm
Mhm.
training still. Okay.
All right,
Thank
Skylar.
you,
Well, thank you
guys.
for hopping up here. Appreciate you. Thank you for
No problem.
listening.
I'm glad I can put in some input on Molly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Bobby, get your ass up here.
Come here, Bobby.
Here.
Oh, there's that screen door.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming.
What's up, man? What's up, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Are we still talking about Molly Dolly?
We can. We were. That's been a pretty
Man.
big topic of discussion.
Yeah, well, okay. So she took a picture and posted it on Squawk in Bobby's living room after she was chasing us. So me and Obama were headed there, and I just off the top of my head, I was like, oh shit. We got the babysitter there with Lucy and Rex from earlier because they were all over near everyone's houses. So I called Sly. I was like, hey, man, I need you to get to the house. You know, the babysitter's there with Desmond and Steph's kids. So all the cops are there. They end up taking Rex. Molly gets Bobby. Bobby goes down. And all of a sudden, Bobby appears at this like cabin in the woods or whatever. And Molly's standing there holding Rex. And she's like, I need a soul to sacrifice to save the baby. And then Bobby was like acting all possessed at this time and all messed up, you know. And he's like, all right. She's like, I want that Obama. So Bobby, Demon Bobby, sent a text to Obama with just a ping and says, come alone. Obama comes. Bobby steals Obama's soul, gives it to fucking Molly, and then we both woke up at the hospital. He was holding Lucy and I had Rex.
Aw.
And the babies are fine.
What
Dude,
the fuck?
she's on one
the
tonight.
language.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah. She's on one.
Maybe Murdock will
He
actually
is on one.
have his demonic side put to use for good for once. Who
It was
knows?
crazy. But yeah, Molly's definitely out and about with a friend.
Lovely.
Oh, great. There's two of them now.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Yeah.
questions for Murdock?
No, I just came in and touch on the My Dolly. Murdock, I think your segment was awesome today, man. Especially the live voice. Hearing Murdock and seeing Murdock at the same time was amazing.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird for me to be on camera when I do it because I don't like doing it on camera because I just go into this sort of like headspace where I almost feel like I'm like not here when I do his voice sometimes.
It was honestly, bro, like it's so fitting too. I don't know why. It like fits you very well.
Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. It was awesome. But yeah, no, I just want to touch on Molly Dolly because Molly's out and about.
Nope.
And we were trying to call Murdock. They were trying to call Murdock. They're like, we gotta get Murdock here. He'll know how to deal with this. Bobby's eyes and ears and nose is bleeding. Where's Murdock?
You didn't think to try to contact the parents?
Dude, they just no. They're like, we need Murdock. Bobby was out cold on the floor. They're like, we need Murdock.
Watch, they don't even tell Des and stuff. Oh, nothing happened.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll come back
Bobby
tomorrow. Oh,
and-
they're great. Kids are great.
Bobby and Obama don't remember anything.
Oh no.
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
their
have
story,
demonic
right?
children.
So, yeah, no. But we were looking for Murdock to do one of his spells and help us out.
See, I
Newport's
always thought that
growling.
Justine is another one we really didn't talk about as a unique character.
Yeah, she
Yes.
is.
She kind of does like the spells and all that stuff too. I think she could do a lot this Halloween if she wants to.
I just saw a snippet earlier before we went live, but apparently she got arrested. She was caught doing something in the graveyard. She was floating at PD, and they doused her with fire extinguisher to try to get rid of the demon. Which luckily somehow that worked.
I was gonna say generally that would suffocate somebody.
Yeah. They were using the fire extinguishers with holy water when they came to Bobby's house. And Sly got naked, and Sly's like, nobody's want to fight a naked man. He's running around the house spraying
Oh
a
my
fire extinguisher
God.
naked.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I'm sad I
It
missed
was
it. It sounds
funny.
like a hilarious time.
It was actually, and I do have another clip for you later. Molly actually scared the living shit out of me. It was like a jump scare scenario. I was standing in the kitchen, and she just appears right behind Bobby, and I couldn't hold it, man. I let out a loud scream.
A girly scream.
Yeah, it was very similar to last night. Yes.
Well, I'm glad that your headset and your chair and everything is okay.
Yeah, the stream deck's all right. The keyboard's okay.
That's
We're
good.
good. We're good.
All right. We
All
got
right, well,
Then
I
Alinsky's
just
got
want
a
to
hand
touch on
up.
that. Thanks for taking me up, guys. Appreciate
Yep.
Mhm.
Appreciate
Bobby.
you.
it. Yeah. Later.
shut that door.
Slam
Get
that
it
screen
oiled.
door. All right, Alinsky, get your ass up here. Hello.
Hello.
Well, hello
You're
there.
muted.
I think I need to unmute first, right?
There you
That
go.
help.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, what made you want to create like the character that you created, like the kind of the way that you have Murdock as like the scare tactic character? Like, what came to the process? Like, I know you said you want to have fun with everything and all that stuff, but what made you want to do it there?
Honestly, it's first started off as, like I said, as a throwaway character. I really wanted to kind of start shit in the city. And then as time went on, he started becoming more and more of like an actual like crim character that I wanted to keep around. And I've always, like I said before, I've always been a huge fan of Tales from the Crypt, and I wanted to find a way to kind of incorporate my love for that character and bring it to life and kind of continue that sort of mindset going forward in RP because as you know, the Crypt Keeper has a lot of very dark humor, and I wanted to bring that sort of fun comic relief, dark humor to RP. And that's what I did.
Yeah, he was saying earlier that Crypt Keeper was a huge inspiration for Murdoch, and it definitely shows. Again, the
Mhm.
voice is just what wraps it all up with a nice little bow, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. The voice is just like, and like you don't have like no supplement, like like a voice change or anything like that. That's all you, right?
110% me, my friend.
Nice. Like, and that's like something like I wanted to, like I created a throwaway character way back when, and I just went into this. I had a deep voice, but everybody was still like, "Oh, we know it's you." Even with a voice changer, it's hard for me to use a voice changer where does the same thing, like because I have like I guess a distinguished the voice that
Oh, 100%.
that everybody
Mhm.
just knows. I remember the first time as Ronnie, I went into VU, and whenever I went into the VU, like Cortez was up there, and she's like, "Oh, Alinsky," and I was like, "Who the hell's Alinsky?" No, not at all. No, no,
That's
no. I'm
that's
Ronnie.
kind of
And
how it was for me with Josh because I knew him as Arlo only for so long. And then when he brought Desmond around, I'm like, is that Arlo in disguise? Is it a new character of his? Because it
you were
sounded similar, but like a little different.
you were not the only person that thought Desmond was Arlo in disguise, or undercover Arlo or something. I'm like, no, Des is much younger than Arlo.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I met Dez as well. As Olinsky, and then of course Arlo and Olinsky has so much history together as well, which I feel that Olinsky and Archer is going to end up having a lot that's going to come and tell because I know you're doing stuff kind of with the FIB and everything like that, and I know Olinsky's trying to make a difference in the department and change some stuff around and get things moving forward, like a training program admitted in and all that stuff. So I feel that Archer and Olinsky are going to get pretty close and acquainted here very shortly with the way that everything's going down. Whenever everybody comes in as the cop character, they'll find out some more tonight. I won't share it over here to give it away.
Spoiler
But
alert.
I could do it, but I don't want to.
I could see that for sure, because I mean, he's starting to realize the type of person that he's been suppressing for so long. And each day that he's finding himself in more situations with you, that we have to know what each person is kind of thinking in that scenario, as
Mhm.
our characters, which I think is a beautiful thing. There's like a slow developing synergy behind how we go about things, and we're basically on the same page as far as a lot of what we do. I love that. I haven't really had that experience with someone else when it comes to cop RP like we have. So thank you for that sort of opportunity and experience.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Um, yeah, dude. Murdock and Alinsky, I think, have had a few encounters, and they've kind of just been funny ones. I know Ronnie's first time meeting, or meeting Murdock. He opened up the bar, and Murdock comes up and goes, "Do you have any blood?" And I was like, "Huh?" And he's like, "I drank blood," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Excuse
I'm
me?
not. I shouldn't try to impress you, but it's just without the voice, it wouldn't be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
when I first met Murdoch as Stephanie when she was running the Ulu, he's like, "Can I buy your cat?"
Yeah, wait a
And
minute. What
that
are we talking about here?
Ulu cat, get your cat out of the gutter. But he's like talking about eating the cat and
yeah.
it looks tasty. And she's like, "No, you can't have my cats. Get out of here." It's
I
just
still
sweet.
tried. I still tried. And was met with very much hostile opposition. I was like, "Oh shit. Okay, all right, I'm back off a little bit."
And then I think you
This
did the
lady
same
loves
thing
her
with
cats.
Lexi.
The one thing I'd recommend, as far as like if you're looking to do like a certain distinguished voice, as far as a character, take time with it. Try to figure out what kind of characteristics that you want to exemplify through that particular voice. And I mean, take like a couple minutes each day and just try messing with things a little bit.
And
Like
you don't always need a voice changer either.
no.
oh no, 100%. But like I said, even with a voice changer, people knew it was me whenever I would do robberies with Ronnie or my other character that I was a crim with in other cities. Um,
Hmm.
I would go and have a voice changer, and I would change it down to the Elvin and the Chipmunks one that actually that Boogie plays with, and I would change that, and they're like, "Oh, we know who this is," and I'm like,
Mhm.
"I have a distinguished voice. How do you know who the hell I am?" Like, no, and they're like, "Can you turn that off? It sounds like you just sucked up helium or something like that," and I'm like right then and there, it's like, well, I'm not that person. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I gave up on the voice changing pieces and stuff like that, and that's where I just went, and I think that helped me anyways to go into Alinsky a lot more, and in the other and whenever I brought him over into Aurora and everything.
That's why you gotta learn to talk like that without a voice mod.
Hey,
What are you talking about?
Or you
I
just
yeah,
talk like a
just
valley girl.
My
like Murdoch was
God.
saying though, just play around with it. I went back
Yeah.
and watched some old clips the other day, and it was when Arlo was a cadet in the police academy, and his voice has even changed since I first started him, and it's kind of molded into what it is now. But when I first started Arlo, I would. No shame. I would stand in the bathroom and look in the mirror and talk to myself as Arlo, and
Mhm.
like because when I speak as Arlo, I hold my mouth a certain way. It's definitely a little bit different than normal. So yeah, just play around with it. Look in the mirror.
well, I'm not going with another man as of right now. You know, I got Alinsky, which I am having a blast with. I wish I can be having the same thing with Ronnie because that's who I originally wanted to be my main. But you know, in due time, I think tell will tell on that one. And then maybe being that Ronnie's so close with the Sinisters and everything like that, I'll be able to have some of the weirdness and everything like that with Murdock, and whichever way it goes.
Just don't call Murdock weird. He doesn't like it.
No. In his head, he thinks
No,
he's
Ronnie, don't
normal.
call him weird.
I
Don't
loved
do it,
when Murdock
Ronnie.
was in the Barbie car. It was like
The Barbie car.
perfect.
You two look like you belong in it. And then there's just the one goth friend in the back that everyone just kind of likes.
I'm like, hey,
We're
you
taking
want the
him to get ice
keys? Take it
cream.
for a spin. And
So
he
the
takes
funny
it
thing
real
is,
slow.
I will say this. The funny thing is whenever Stephanie, I met Stephanie over here, I had no idea that you were Vicky until
Really?
the voice
I
that
think he
you
was
did.
buff too. He didn't know.
The voice that you did. See, Vicky and Olinsky have a long history because of Loki and every
Mhm.
which way. So I mean, like I knew, like I was always going against like Vicky and every which way. Besides getting stabbed, shot, ran over by a vehicle, whatever
See,
it might have been, going crazy for the night because we're trying to catch you guys, or at least catch you at that aspect, yeah, and everything. So whenever you brought, I didn't know until you started talking about Vicky one
mhm.
day, and I was like, wow, like I had no idea. So you definitely distinguished your voice between Vicky and Stephanie like pretty damn good too.
I'm not gonna lie, Vicky voice, it's exhausting. It
I can only
Uh,
imagine.
really
It's
is.
yeah, I could see that. I really could see that.
See, but sometimes if I'm cooking dinner, I'll do the Vicky voice. The kids think that's funny. But I'll be like, oh my God, it's so salty. Why is it so salty? This is gross. I did that for years, even before I got into RP.
So do
Vicky comes
you?
up to me and goes,
Kind of.
"Olinsky, you're my new husband." How did you say it? You're like,
And
I'm
then
looking for a new husband.
when she's pissed, she'll text all fucked up. Like, it'll make no sense. So you'll know she's like freaking out.
So do you
She's
do
too like
like?
Twitter.
Since we got you on camera with Vicky, do you do like the hand gestures and stuff? Does that
Of
help you?
course. Like, oh my God, why is this so gross? Ew.
The
Oh, it's
hand. It's the hand. Talk to the hand.
hmm Well, I
But
have
as
these
far
big
as Murdoch
sunglasses
goes,
too. I'll
I do
wear.
love your character,
It
Murdoch,
really goes
and
with it.
Archer. I really like too. So keep up the great work with both of those characters. I really think that you're just going to move and advance up in LSPD with that, and Murdoch's going to probably get some good graces over with the Sinisters because of the way he does. So I mean, just keep up doing what you're doing, my man, and move forward.
Thank
Stay
you, my friend. I
tuned.
appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely stay tuned.
Stay definitely tuned.
Appreciate it, brother. Thanks for coming up, and thank you for being an avid
Thank you.
supporter of the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Anybody else watching that wants to hop in and ask anything? Ask Murdoch.
Even you guys can even ask through chat too. I can answer it.
Yeah, if they don't want to be on voice,
Man,
whatever you call it, chat.
I'm gonna try to be Murdoch tonight, but I don't know. That might be a tough one to swing.
Just make him sound like a Teletubby.
I could
If I
just
do
like
that,
bring
then
in
it's sort of
Vicky and
gross.
she could like hunt him down.
We are the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild.
See, but here's the thing though, like if Vicky were to hunt Murdoch down, Murdoch has a sort of thing that he likes doing. He doesn't like really going for like quick sort of kills. He likes bringing people in and letting them know what's going to be coming and having a conversation with them about, their actions and what brought them to here and why they shouldn't have done what they done and kind of create that little like fear roller coaster leading up to the inevitable.
Yeah, and Vicky's just the opposite. She'll start a Twitter war and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna come shoot you," and then she'll go do it. That's it. There's no like lead up. It's like, okay, where you at? I'm gonna kill you now.
So how many? Listen, Vicky could totally be a Halloween character because how many bodies does she have in her freezer now?
Just the one.
Just the one. Okay. I don't believe that for a second.
I don't believe that either.
Well, she calls them all Loki, so I mean, who knows by now? Olinsky's next. He's the new Loki.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Well, I think
damn.
it was Brittany and Juan. They saw her at the clothing store, and she's like, "Oh my God, I just found my wedding dress. You have to see it." And they're like, "Oh, your husband's waiting down at MRPD for you." And it was Olinsky.
I still remember when I was in his Arlo and she's running around on the damn pier down there in a wedding dress with a shotgun. Like, what is
Funny story about
going
that.
on?
I was gonna perma her that night, but I changed my mind.
What?
Hmm.
Yeah, because
Please don't.
I wanted like a huge shootout, her going crazy in a wedding dress, but it didn't pan out that way. So I just didn't kill her off. But that was the original plan with that night.
So are you glad that you didn't kill her off?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. Gage was at MRPD when Olinsky was standing there with her in her dress.
Yeah. I came around the corner and I was like, what the
Nope.
fuck is that?
What's going on here? All right, guys. Well, unless anybody has any further questions, I think we're going to wrap up the live portion here. We'll probably hang out as usual in the live stage for a little while afterwards. If you guys want to pop in and ask your post show questions, if you're just too damn skittish or shy or whatever it is to come on here and
Mhm.
say something.
Don't be shy. We won't bite.
Not hard anyway. Look, Bobby says, "Love me some Murdock, hate me some Archer."
I love that you guys on your one characters, you're best friends almost. The other ones, you guys hate each other, but you make it work.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good like character separation too.
For sure. I've been speaking with Bobby for what is it? We've been speaking a lot as of late, and the more and more we start kind of like shooting the shit and whatnot, it's like I'm starting to realize like this is really gonna build up to something very, very big, and it could be impactful on either side. And I'm very excited to, regardless of which way it goes, to see where it goes. And he's a great RPer. Him on Bobby Savage is just an absolute loose cannon. Is hilarious to me.
He cracks me up, and
It's
at times
terrifying.
frustrates the shit out of Desmond. Like, calm down. Just don't, just calm
Desmond
down.
and Stephanie are almost like his parents at this point.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
Their adopted child, man child.
wait, did Newport ever get adopted? I heard something about that. He's supposed
I
to get
think
adopted.
he did
He got
by
he
Lexi
was
and
adopted
Milo.
by Lexi and Milo, I think. Yeah. What the?
Good God, man. The city, never a dull moment, I swear. There's always something going on, and I love that.
I do too. Even the little things that just kind of shift behind the
Mm-hmm.
scenes.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite thing though. Is the little. It really is the little things. Because I mean, sure, we can RP cops and robbers all day, but the backstories and the side stories and the friendships, that's what's the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree on that.
Well, right about this time, I would open the floor to you, Matthew, if you would like to plug your stream, your RP server, anything like that. I will be happy to post links. I actually already posted a kick link, but I'm going to throw it in here one more time. But I'll open the floor up to you if you would like to plug anything for a second.
Yeah, if you're not part of Generate, please join. It's a great time. That's the only server that I play in. I'm in it damn near every day. Please go play in it. You'll meet a lot of really wonderful people that honestly have developed to become really good friends of mine. As far as my kick, it's right there in the chat. Go ahead and follow that. I'm usually live. Honestly, it just kind of depends on the day. I'm trying to work out coming up with a more consistent schedule, but It's just not in the heart of the cards right now. And then oh yeah, make sure you're following Mr. Conniption. If you're not, I mean, what are you doing? Be
Who even
smart.
are you?
Yeah, be smart. Make a good decision today and click the follow button.
Make
Hey, and
good
even
choices.
subscribe. It's there.
It's there.
Right there.
Actually, that kind of brings me to a point. I think eventually the show is going to have, there will be perks to subscribing to the show, like Green Room conversations, post shows, and things like that. It will eventually kind of be locked down to subscribers. So keep that in mind. This is like these first couple weeks is kind of like a little bit of a teaser. Little bit of a teaser.
And make sure to join the Discord if you want, in on the backroom action. Even when we're starting up.
Nasty.
Let's go.
Backroom action.
Behind the scenes, okay?
That's better. That's better.
I like the backroom
I
scene.
like the backroom action.
It sounds cool. Exclusive. Just
Oh,
join the
it's
Discord.
exclusive. Also, guys, just a reminder, if you're listening back, I appreciate the follows. I appreciate the listens. We're also available on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, iHeart, and of course here through Discord. You get your perks here in Discord if you hang out. Sarah's already reminded you to join the Discord, so you have no excuse next time. You got questions, you can ask them on the air, but if you don't want to ask them on the air, you can ask them through text too.
And be on the lookout for the discussion for next week in the Discord.
That will pop up, and as soon as we wrap up here, Murdock's going to be picking our next guest for next week, so we'll start teasing that a little bit here shortly. Murdock, again, Matthew Murdock Archer, thank you for coming onto the show. It's been a good time. It's been insightful and good to get to know Murdock a little more. OOC, we'll say.
I appreciate you guys. It was a great time being on the podcast and being here and getting to explain who the hell Murdock and Archer is. So thank you.
There you go. We'll have to have you back after Halloween and after some of your story shakes out, because I for one am very intrigued to where Murdoch's story is going. I know where Archer's is going. He's a damn good cop and he's going to do well. Murdock is a little cloudy to me, so.
All I can say is, do you believe in ghost stories? Because you're going to be living in one.
Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna go play Phasmophobia now. All right, Sarah, any closing remarks?
If you want to be a guest on the podcast, we do have the applications in the Discord.
Yeah.
Some say the confusing Discord, but it's really not once you just.
No, listen. One person said that. Some say one.
There's a lot of information.
One.
If you need help, let us know. We'll direct you. But yeah, fill it out. Some people are camera shy. You don't have to be on camera.
You don't have to tell me your name, your weight, your waist size. None of that.
Yeah. We want you to be comfortable.
Murdock, what's your cup size?
To join.
Huh? Oh, I like a extra large coffee.
Extra. It's a venti.
Venti, whatever that means. I never understood that.
Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 different languages.
Thank you. I worked hard at this.
It's a line from a movie. All right, guys. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna slide on out of here from the live, and we'll hang out for a little while longer in the stage in the Discord. So if you're not there, get your asses there. Been a good time, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday for episode 4. Watch out for those.